Hi, my friend. This is Easter. Happy Easter. I know it's holidays for a lot of other religions as well, and I hope that everybody can have some peaceful time today. And I know it won't be the same as it normally is. Many of us will not be able to spend it with family, not be able to go to our houses of worship, and so it'll be different, but we'll make it, right? We'll make it through that. So I wanted to show you a few things because besides our challenge, I wanted to show you my rabbit. It's a very old rabbit. Here he is. So this rabbit, when I was little, my granny always gave us a really beautiful Easter basket for Easter, and then we always got a stuffed animal. And so this rabbit was one of my very favorites. It became my second very favorite doll or stuffed animal to own. And the thing that's really funny is that it actually wasn't given to me. She gave it to my brother. My brothers are younger than me, so that's what happens when you're the older sister. He was little. He didn't know. But I didn't like the rabbit that she gave me, so I switched and I took my brother's rabbit and have had it a lot of years. a lot of years. Very worn, very well worn, this rabbit. But I also wanted to show you, since I also brought, I'm sure Norm is over here to visit too. But when I went to get the rabbit, I forgot that I had bought this wool bear. And so I brought him down too, because I think I bought him as an adult and as a quilt. He was actually at a quilt show. There was a vendor at the quilt show who made a lot of things from wool. She sold wool, and then she also made hats and ponchos or something, and she made these teddy bears. And I just love him with his patch eye, and he's in, half the face is plaid. He's just so sweet, and he's really soft and cuddly. So I had to share. I didn't know I was going to share the bear, but he happened to be with the rabbit, and I forgot that. So there they are. I'll leave them sit here for today. So our challenge, whoops, I just lost my earring. I'll get it then. Went down under there, I see it. So we do have a challenge for today, and it's an easy one. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I was doing half square triangles. I was cutting them, and I thought, you know what? I have changed the way I do them, in the fact that so what I did was that I used to make them, and they have these little triangles, right? And a lot of times those triangles are called dog ears. Let me just put it down here. So the dog ears, I would usually just leave them, so I would sew two pieces together. Let's say these two guys were going to go like this and go through the machine, and I would have to sew over this part that's hanging out. Let me get that closer. So as I would sew it through the machine, my presser foot would have to come over top of this thing. And of course, what would happen? It would jam under, or it would pull, or do something. But I didn't care. I just sort of shoved it through. Well, over time, the thing that I changed was that I now trim those off. Oh, here, I'll go back again. So that before I sew half square triangles now, I do come and snip those off. Unless I'm using my die cut machine. If I'm using my Gemini die cut machine, it cuts the shapes exactly, and then I don't have to trim these, which is a miracle. But if I'm using sew and flip pieces like this, these are sew and flips from the stay-at-home quilt, then I have to cut them off manually. So when I do this now, when I put these two pieces together and I go to sew them through the machine, there's nothing hanging off the edge. The edge is clear, just like it would be a straight patchwork. So I don't have any triangles jamming and getting underneath. So the question today, let me get back up here. The question today is, what have you changed in your quilt making? Leave me a comment here, leave me a comment over my Facebook group. If you have like a show and tell, if it's like this, show triangle, But tell me what you've changed, something you used to do and then you had like maybe an aha moment or you learned a different way and that you have the same outcome, but you're getting there in a different way, which is what this is. I find that the few extra steps, a few extra, seconds it takes to trim those off is well worth it. And if I'm using the die cut machine, which is under my fabric over there right now, but if I use that, it actually cuts them off perfectly. And there are rulers that do that and stuff like that. So then I don't have to trim anything, which I really love if I'm doing a lot of them. So that is your challenge. And before I show you the block for today, I want to show you a rabbit block that I made years ago from a very old pattern. And I was wondering where it was. It was Rabbit Day yesterday, finding the rabbits to show you. My ancient rabbit over here. But I went around and I'm like, where is it? I have this group of things that I want to put into one quilt, and they're actually to go into an Alice in Wonderland quilt. I did a a block exchange with some people years ago, and I've never set them. And I have the white rabbit, and so I thought, where is that? Well, I was looking around, and there was a fabric line that came out with the Wonderland fabric from Rifle Company. When they were with Cotton and Steel. So anyway, I found the bin because I saw this. And as soon as I saw this, I'm like, yes, those are in here. So I thought you might like to look. I haven't opened it all up. I saved it to do it here with you. So this is a different fabric line with these darling little mice that I am going to do something with. I just keep them all together. So here is the extra, I've had extra fabric of this, and here's a whole bunches of Alice in Wonderland fabric that I've collected parts of. There was a line, I think those Angela Pingles. Here's some playing cards. Alice in Wonderland is my favorite book of all time. Maybe today I'll read some of it. Here's a big print, which, lots and lots of Alice stuff on it. There's the playing cards. And under here are the blocks. I have not looked at these blocks for a long time. Here's a label with everybody signed it when they were sending it around. So they made the block and sent it around. So let me just show you some of the different blocks that are in here. Alice did, this is a teacup block, or coffee. Alice had a tea party, so there's a tea party block, a teacup block. I'll show you the rabbit last. I know that the rabbit's on this fabric. Here's some just other pieces done, because I was trying to play around with the setting. Here, okay, I have a star, which has the Alice in Wonderland fabric, and there's the white rabbit. I love the white rabbit. I think he's my favorite fella. Everything's upside down, sorry. Here's a Teapot Block done by, I don't remember who. It's probably written on there somewhere. I created this. See, somebody did this for me, I think. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. Something like that. I have to go read it. It's not exactly those words. There's the clock from Alice in Wonderland. There's a couple of people who have patterns out there for Alice in Wonderland, but this was a round robin, so people had to make them parts for me. Here's the key. So, of course, that's crucial to Alice in Wonderland. And mushrooms. I forgot about the mushrooms. When I had the mushroom block for the stay at home, yes, mushrooms from the Alice in Wonderland. And then here is, okay, I have to pull this up now and show you the white rabbit. This is a block that was in either a Jan Patek book or a Red Wagon book or the Needle Love book. It's all was that time frame of back in the 90s. Sounds so long ago. So here's my white rabbit. And I don't remember which of those books it is in, but that was all it was just this, and then I think there was a border on it for finishing the rabbit. But this is needle turned. So I needle turned applique the white rabbit, and it is going to go with all those other blocks and make a wall hanging for myself. And that's on my long list. It's on my list, like it doesn't need to be done right now because I want to enjoy the process of putting these together. I'm thinking of creating some more blocks with the that fabric line and some of those other pieces put in it. And so I'm not in a hurry. I want to go research maybe some other figures and do a few other applique figures. This is the nice part about applique, is that you can tell a story so much easier with applique because you can create figures and shapes, and it's really, really easy to do. So I love this rabbit. That is what I wanted to show you because it's an old project. You know, some of those blocks are from the late 90s, I guess, when, 97 or something like that, when I made them. Maybe earlier than that, even 95. I'm not really quite sure. Then into early 2000 for the exchange. I think we did those early 2002, something like that. All right. Well, today will be a quiet day for us, and I hope that you also have a peaceful day, a really wonderful day. I thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow is Monday, and so we'll have this in the evening, and that way we'll get to chat for a little bit longer, and I'll show you some projects that are going on, some things that came in. So I love you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, everybody. Mwah. See you online.